What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with another video. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had an okay weekend. Y'all know I spent part of my weekend watching the R. Kelly docuseries, Surviving R. Kelly. But also I had a chance to celebrate Chase's first birthday. Can you believe he is he's a year old. I want to say 1 year old so bad, but I just did. But he's a year old. And he had a party on Saturday, and we celebrated.
Why can't you say 1 year old?
I said 1 year. I don't know why I had that S on there. But he was a year old.
The same reason why people add the S on Happy New Year's.
Yes, now that is so. Oh my God.
It's only 1 year that's new.
So yeah, Chase, he turned 1. He's starting to stand on his own. Like I seen him crawling, but he's so afraid to walk. Like he'll try to. If he grab your hand, then he'll walk. But by himself, he won't walk. But he's getting there. He got all his teeth. Well, his teeth are still coming in and everything. So happy birthday, Chase. So yeah, I had a nice little weekend. I was supposed to record yesterday. Well, we were supposed to record yesterday. But let me tell y'all something. It was just you ever just had that moment where it's just too many truths coming out at one time, and you was like, the energy is just like, no, bitch, I ain't recording. So basically, that's what that was.
Don't clarify. It wasn't with me.
No, it was not with you.
Okay.
No, not this time.
I had nothing to do with that.
No, he walked in on it. Like I'm just like, no. And then he had to say a few things.
Yeah, I had to play Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
So tears started to be shed. I'm like, all right. What did I walk into? I'm just here to record. That's it. I'm not here to play no Dr. Phil.
So yeah, so we're back today to give it a try. So y'all, if y'all missed the earlier today.
Don't you like my phone case?
It's cute.
Yeah, I got this.
You got that from R. Kelly? Yeah, I can see.
R. Kelly.
I said California.
Oh, I thought you got that from R. Kelly. I'll say, watch it. I don't even think he likes my type.
Hey, you never know. Well, from some of the stories that came out.
Listen, I can use a couple.
You can use a couple of those.
Yeah,
but not from now. Not no blood Kelly.
No, listen, I'll take it.
And look, we gotta be careful in this video.
It was a joke. Okay?
Yeah, okay. So, if you're watching us for the first time, click the subscribe button. To everyone watching, please click the like button. Everyone, please share this video to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you choose to share our video. So, this is basically the fallout from the R. Kelly docuseries, and I know that you did not want to watch the documentary, and I know a lot of people watch the documentary. Now that everyone has pretty much gotten it out of the system, a lot of people are.
Can I say why I didn't want to watch it?
Yeah, you can go ahead and tell me.
I didn't want to watch it only because I felt like, for me personally, it was stuff that, and I know a lot of people who watched it, including you, said that there was some new stuff that you guys learned about, the victims, about the people that worked for him, those people in his inner circle. It was some things that y'all learned. Excuse me. But overall, it was the same story. He was having sexual relations with underage girls, something we've known since basically 1994, when him and Aaliyah were a couple. I just didn't want to go down that again. I felt like I remember, I'm sure as well as you do, 2002 or 2003 when that tape came out. I remember that because when that tape came out, that was like gold in my high school.
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere. And I remember one of the guys, one of my classmates, he purchased it and was passing around each day. Somebody had to take. I mean, it was gold. So I remember that. It was funny because when I posted about it, there were a lot of people on my page was like, we didn't know anything about this, and then they started revealing their age, and I'm like, well, Dad, you were like 8 or 9 when that came out, so I'm sure you wouldn't have known anything about it. And that was before the internet was what it is today. Yeah. But I just didn't want to. I didn't want to, and I felt like me personally, I feel like what R. Kelly did is bad. It was wrong. I also feel like a lot of people, we knew this, but now the anger seems to be more potent, and it's like, regardless of what we found out from his victims or from the people that worked around him, we already knew the type of person he was. So now it's kind of like, for the past 17 years, we were all quiet about it. We re-accepted him. We were still listening to his music. He even wrote songs on Whitney Houston's last album. It's kind of like society forgave R. Kelly, because nobody was persecuting him until this documentary came back out, and then now everybody's angry again. It's like, but we already knew this stuff about him.
I think the Mute R. Kelly movement really set it off. Because, everybody was getting a piece of that Me Too movement.
Yeah, but when the Mute R. Kelly movement should have started? It should have started when the Me Too movement started. That's when it really should have started. Because R. Kelly and what he did to those young girls is no different from what those men were doing to these women. It's no different. So his Mute R. Kelly should have been thrown in there. I just feel like, why wait until 2019 to decide now we should mute R. Kelly when his sex tape has been out for the past 17 years? You understand what I'm saying? That's my position on it. Like, I feel like for 17 years we all sat quiet and acted like, well, we know it happened, but, he was acquitted, so, but it happened. And it's like, we know it happened because we saw the tape. But now we have this documentary, and now we hear from other people. It's like, okay, we hear their side of the story. But what new, again, did we actually learn? Nothing. We didn't learn anything new because we already knew he was a pedophile. That's what I felt. And I'm like, I don't need to watch something that I already know. I don't need to watch that. Because now that everyone's seen it, now what's going to happen? Is he going to go to jail now? Or are we going to crucify R. Kelly for the next few weeks, for the next few months, maybe even for the next year, and then come 2020, 2021, or 2022, then we're back to playing songs at our barbecues? Like,
I don't think they're going to be playing.
Well, not the radio.
Yeah,
I'm saying
radio,
the family
definitely
barbecue.
not. Now, some families might even play it, but I'm not even one to be like going off of R. Kelly songs. And if y'all, and I was telling you on the previous video, if y'all go back and watch our old videos, I've always looked down on people that still continue to work with R. Kelly.
Yes, you have.
Like,
yes,
I'm like,
have.
what are you
Yes,
thinking?
you
Why are you doing that? You
yes,
are
you have.
like, you fucking up.
That's true. That is so true. But unfortunately, that same attitude that you've had, and you've had it. It's like, because now I've also found it interesting that a lot of male celebrities are coming out and they're,
John Legend was the only one to have something to say on that documentary.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of other men should have something to say.
Right.
But people were even coming at John Legend, calling him all kinds
But
of
I think too, you know what? I want to be real honest. I think one of the reasons why, and shout out to John Legend, I think one of the reasons why, and this is just my personal thought, one of the reasons why I feel like a lot of male celebrities did not take part in that documentary, because I think a lot of male celebrities didn't know how the public would view their opinions. Because you got to think about it. Again, for 17 years, people have been virtually quiet. People have virtually somewhat accepted R. Kelly again. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, do we come out and, because how is society going to view us? Because from our standpoint, it looks like society has accepted him again. So if we come out and bash him in this documentary, is society going to then bash us for bashing somebody that they've accepted? But now that this documentary is out, and now that the overwhelming majority is pro-mute R. Kelly and, anti-R. Kelly, now I feel like a lot of them are now like, oh, well, now I want to speak up and say something. But it's like,
it's too late.
And for me, I feel like it's too late. Now, a lot of people thought that I was wrong for saying that it's too late, but I feel like you all had that opportunity for the past 17 years to say something.
I'm going to tell you what else. Because they got skeletons in their closets too. And that's why they're not coming forward to say, oh, R. Kelly was wrong with this and R. Kelly was wrong with that. Because if you look at all of those fucking videos, it's around that time, the year 2000 to like the year 2008, it was girls ongoing. Girls everywhere. Girls in bikinis. Girl in this pool. Girl in that pool. Sexual harassment everywhere. You can't tell me whether they're grown or adults. I know it's a bunch of women who have a lot of stories to tell. And I wonder where the women are that was in that tip drill video. Do they regret doing that video?
R. Kelly, that's not his song.
I know, but I'm just saying. It's Nelly's. And it's a lot that went on in that video. Tip drill. And first of all, I didn't even know.
What would that have to do with R. Kelly?
I know, but I'm just saying.
Because I remember
because
that.
People,
I remember that video. And I don't think it was nobody
people,
underage in that video.
Nobody was underage, but I'm sure it was people who were taken advantage of, people who were there underage too, probably. It was a lot of shit going on. Yeah. And for people to come out, your image better be squeaky clean if you're going to speak on somebody, because you may trigger somebody that's watching that R. Kelly documentary.
Right. You're right.
You know? But I do wish that people who have worked with R. Kelly speak up and said something. Nobody, the only person that worked with R. Kelly that spoke out was Skorpion.
No, there was a male artist that spoke out recently.
I'm talking about on the documentary.
Okay.
It was nobody else. And Wendy Williams, you know, Wendy Williams is on there, but you didn't even need the celebrities. You really didn't need them, but it would be good to see people step up and say, we're not going to have this. It's something wrong, and not be afraid to speak because of what other people are going to say. You had Jay-Z work with R. Kelly. He did 2 albums with R. Kelly. He didn't say anything. Lady Gaga didn't say anything. Carrie Hilson didn't say anything. Chance the Rapper came out and said, oh, well, I should have never done it.
But see, that's the thing. And I'm going to hold people like Jay-Z accountable. You know, that's my girl's husband, but I'm going to hold him accountable too. They knew, because they were around in 2002. Jay-Z was a huge star in 2002. All of these people knew from 2002 up until 2019 what R. Kelly was accused of, but yet people still continued to work with him. And again, that's why I feel in my heart, this is one of the reasons why a lot of these celebrities did not take part in this documentary, because many of them probably felt, well, it seems like society has forgiven him, so then why would I take part in something like this and then jeopardize my career, and then the backlash is on me now when it should be on him. But now, again, that the backlash is on R. Kelly and it's a majority, now a lot of these celebrities are coming out. I feel like the real genuine person that came out that, other than John Legend, I mean, they all seem to be genuine, but the one that really struck me was the video of Dame Dash. And how he talked about how years ago he would talk to Aaliyah and how Aaliyah felt about R. Kelly, and how Dame Dash said he never wanted anything to do with R. Kelly even when she was alive, because Aaliyah shared stories with him, you know, about R. Kelly. And I felt to myself, now that is somebody who I really and truly believe, because remember, Dame Dash and Aaliyah had a relationship with each other when she passed, and it was like, I'm almost certain she shared stories with this man. And in his heart, he probably was like, no, I can't see myself doing something with him. But I had said something too on Instagram, and I said, listen, you can't tell me that these industry folks did not talk.
Oh yeah,
behind closed doors.
Yeah,
because as much as a lot of them talk when we with them, I know they talked around that time about R. Kelly. But again, people still worked with him.
Mom's the fucking word.
Yeah, it's like people still work with them, and it's like if we're gonna hold R. Kelly accountable, let's hold everybody accountable.
Yeah, and that's how I felt watching. I said accountable. Everybody was in on this,
right?
And nobody said Demetrius Smith, like, you were there for everything, and you did nothing, all for a check. You need your ass whooped too,
right?
And you need to check your families. If you had any family members around, you need to see if R. Kelly did anything to them. Because this is just the people that came forward. Just imagine all the other women who have stayed silent. Right. It's just, it's sickening. It is sickening all around for an adult to do anything with a child. Period. No matter how grown that child thinks they are. You, as an adult, you should know that that is wrong to even act on those emotions. Right. You know, because even me, I thought I was grown. Bitch, I wasn't grown about me, but I was doing me, and I don't blame nobody. Yeah. But I still was wrong. When I look back, like, oh yeah, I thought that I was wrong, and that other person was wrong. Yeah. No matter how much of a good time it was wrong. It was fucking wrong, and it's. To see that, you know, you really didn't see the parents of the victims speak except for the ones that were hidden away. I want to know what these parents thought was going on when you you found out your child has been messing around with R. Kelly. If they told you, or when did they tell you? Right. What did you think was going on? the girl Geronda Pace, she's supposed to be at school, 14 years old. You're outside the trial supporting R. Kelly. Free R. Kelly. And you're having conversations with R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
14 years old.
Yes.
You should be in school.
So, you know, when I kept asking, like, thinking, like, okay, now what's going to happen? What's going to happen? There is now an investigation in Georgia on the home with R. Kelly, and they're looking for all the women who have been there. I mean, they're going to be able to have something on R. Kelly because I'm sure the statute of limitations are not up in Georgia for what went on in that home and for the people who were his sex slaves allegedly. Like, those stories are horrible. You got to do things in buckets and
now,
shit.
I heard that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was talking about this, I forgot who I was talking about this with. Maybe I was talking about it with y'all yesterday. But I heard that no one was actually, around that time, was actually held against their will. That it was said in the documentary that every girl had the right to leave if they chose to.
But the cops was saying that there is nothing that they can do because, you know, the girls might say they're not being held against their will. But you never know if they really were or not. Well, the cops like, because they are of a certain age of consent, there's nothing that they can do. So basically, as he got older, he started messing with women who can consent, but still teenagers.
Right.
Well, girls, not women.
Right.
Girls.
Like 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Or 17. Some say 16.
Yeah. Some 16, some 17.
Now, the only time I've actually heard of him holding people against their will was recently. Like last year, when those stories came out. Yeah. But I've never heard anything like that in the past 17 years of him holding girls against their will. I've just heard of him messing with girls, but I've never heard of him actually holding somebody against their will. That was the first, last year when those stories started to come out, that was the first time I had ever heard anything like that.
He had them girls locked up, he would beat them up, you get to call him daddy, all this and that. The older girl, she told the story of how she left, but I don't exactly remember how she left because I didn't go back to that whole episode. Because I watched it, then I rewatched it again halfway, and I said that's enough for me. But I know she said that she left, and she like, if R. Kelly would have answered, she would have went back. But since he didn't pick up, she continued to go home or wherever she went. But she was in her 30s, and she claimed she knew nothing about the sex tape. Mind you, she claimed she didn't know nothing about the sex tape. She was a radio DJ in Dallas, Texas.
And she didn't know anything about that sex tape?
Like, you know, the shit don't, some of this stuff don't add up. No. But I believe these women, you know. She was like, her girlfriend told her about the tape, and she was offended that her girlfriend asked about the tape. So she went to Google the tape, and then she seen the tape, and then she said the girl that was in the video, she had just met her 3 weeks before. That the girl, Sparkle's niece. So Sparkle's niece is still in the picture, along with the family.
Weird. It's a lot of intertwining weird stories.
Yes, it's horrible. And but you really can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't.
This is real life. Now, sometimes you might hear something about somebody, no, that ain't it. But when everybody is saying the same shit, come on. So now we got this criminal investigation against R. Kelly in the state of Georgia. We don't know what's going to happen. R. Kelly also came up with a website, survivinglies.com. I don't think that it's up. And he tried to put one on Facebook to talk about his accusers, but Facebook shut the shit down. So we won't be hearing anything from R. Kelly. They muted R. Kelly on Facebook. It's too late to say, oh, R. Kelly can get some help. He is sick. He really is sick. And what was done to him, he went out and he's done to other people's children. And I believe that he really became a monster. When you lock people up, you tell them they can't eat, when they gotta pee in buckets and stuff like that, you are a monster. And he goes on TV, I'm not the monster people say I am. You say I'm not the monster people say I am because you know that inside you are a monster. Like, that's horrible to do stuff to people. Like, I don't see how people could still support R. Kelly.
Yeah, I don't know either. I want to add something real quick because you told me about this. Keep talking.
Yeah, what is it? I'm done with our talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
The meteorologist from New York.
Yes! Yes! Okay? Because I was upset. Out of all my years of saying Martin Luther King, out of all my 34 years, I've never done to say Martin Luther King Jr. That's some shit white people say.
He said in his statement, because I was just reading it, he said, what happened on Friday to me, it's a simple misunderstanding. If you watch me regularly, you know that I tend to contain a lot of information in my weathercast, which forces me to speak fast, and unfortunately I spoke a little too fast when I was referencing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So fast to the point where I jumbled a couple of words. In my mind, I knew I mispronounced, but there was no malice. I had no idea the way it came across to many people. Oh, really? You didn't? He said in a video posted to Facebook on Monday night. He also says that as soon as he heard the pronunciation, he put emphasis on King and moved on. I had no idea what some people could have interpreted that as, and I know some people did interpret it that the wrong way. That was not a word I said. I promise you that
lying.
If you did feel that it hurt you in any way, I sincerely apologize. But what do you mean if you did feel that it hurt you?
Listen.
You said Martin Luther King.
Nobody ever says that. Not anybody I know has ever let that slip out of their mouth.
Right. Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. That is a white slur against Martin Luther King. And ain't nobody going to be able to tell me anything different. And he got caught up saying it on TV.
And got caught up saying it on TV.
Yeah, you are canceled. And I hope no job station hires you until you do something in the black community. I don't know.
And let me tell you something. Words, can I just say this too? Words that I do not use never pops up in my mouth.
Yeah.
That is a word that you've used before.
Yes.
I remember I had gotten, and I don't know if I told you the story before, but a long time ago, I had called someone else's name.
I'm doing sex.
No, but it was doing, not sex, but it was like we were together. But what happened was, I had just gotten finished speaking to that person on the phone or texting that person. So then, in my conversations with this person, I slipped up and said that other person's name. And I had said it so much that the final straw was the person I was with said, wait, why do you keep calling this person's name? And I didn't even realize. I'm like, wait. And then it hit me, and I had explained to them, no, because I had just got finished speaking to this person, and for some strange reason, this person's name is still on my mind. You know what I mean? Nothing sexual, nothing, they're just on my mind. But that is somebody that I know, and that's somebody's name that I say and use. I'm not going to think to say Martin Luther King because I don't use King. So therefore, that name and that word is never going to pop up in my head for me to repeat. You understand what I'm saying? So for you to have a word like King in your head, that's something that you've said before.
Yeah.
And because you've said it, and you probably said it recently, the brain is just throwing out what you said recently. It's just like on Google, recent searches.
Yeah.
If you go through his Google recent search in his brain, you'll see King at the top.
I just feel like, man, you are done.
Yes.
And nothing else to say. It's just
nothing.
Yeah. Like it's kind of like how when a girl about to say the F word when I say faggot. Like, like hold up, now I have to stop you, like, because there's one person in particular who likes to use that word all the time. One of your friends. And
one of my friends
with the children, and you know what I'm talking about.
I don't. Oh.
So I'd be like,
yeah.
Like,
well,
girl.
listen. You know what you? But I find myself. How can I say this? They are ignorant, but not ignorant in the sense where they're ignorant like we would call someone ignorant. They're ignorant because they lack knowledge. That particular person really and truly lacks knowledge, and I feel like their environment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're around someone long enough, you start to see you are the way you are because of how you were brought up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I found myself recently having to school this person on something as simple as, and I'm sorry we keep doing it. Now, something like that, you be thinking like, that is so simple that you should know that. But again, they're so ignorant that they don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get it. Listen, if you feel like you need to correct on because they're ignorant, but I honestly don't think in my heart that they mean it.
Yeah.
It's just that's a word that has been used around them and used to describe gay people, that is what they know.
Say,
and they're so ignorant that they don't realize it's a bad word. No, trust me. There are a lot of times where I'm correcting this person, and this person will come to me and be like, is this okay to say? Is this? And I have to say, yes or no. But it's just a lack of knowledge on that particular person's part. And you would think
she got to expand her fucking horizons.
Yes. But it's just ignorance. That's it. Jesus. You're like, wow, who raised your wolves?
Yeah, and speaking of, the come up, Kevin Hart and Ellen. Okay, it fell flat. Kevin Hart basically said the same thing. And this is my thing on this. Okay, I think that instead of going on Ellen, I think, Kevin Hart, you really should have went on Don Lemon's show. It don't hurt you to speak with someone of your own color and someone who's black and gay and knows. Ellen don't know what it's like to be black and gay.
But see, Don Lemon, I agree with you. But Don Lemon and Ellen, Don Lemon would have tore him a new asshole.
Yeah, but I don't think Don would have. I don't think he
would have. Don Lemon wouldn't have not come off rude, but Don Lemon would have schooled Kevin Hart in a way that Kevin Hart would have been stumbling over some of his words.
But he needs that.
Right. See, Ellen was a more sympathetic mom when you know your child did wrong, and you tell them you did wrong, but it's going to be okay. Don Lemon would have been that father or that uncle or that grandfather. Like, listen here, I ain't going to do what your mom did. You going to hear why you were wrong and why you shouldn't do it again. And
even when Don Lemon put his little layout down for 10 minutes, it was good. He didn't say nothing bad, and he said that last night, he said that him and Kevin Hart had a conversation for over an hour.
On the phone.
Yeah, and that they were texting back and forth. And, even though Don Lemon said you could be an ally to the gay community, Kevin Hart said, that's not my life's mission. But you know what, Kevin? It's not even about it being your life's mission to being a part of the gay community or being an ally with the gay community. What you can do is, you're apologizing right now. You're apologizing for the things that you have said. What you could do is, you could donate to different charities. You could donate to gay charities here in Philadelphia because it's a lot of gay youth in our city who are kicked out of their homes for being gay. Like you said, you were smash a dollhouse over your child's head. Okay, there's people that have had that done, and that's not a joke for them. So, why, like the people at the Attic that's here in Philadelphia, they could use a donation. Like, you ain't got to be there, but you could donate to help them. This to help clothe people or put food on their table or help them to get to wherever they need to go. Or give this is a scholarship for someone who goes to the Attic that's really trying to make it in this world. You could do stuff like that. Nobody's asking you to come down 13th Street and wave the flag. Right. Okay?
But shout out to Kevin Hart. Can I just say this? Shout out to Kevin Hart for actually being honest and saying, I don't want to be an ally of y'all's.
Yeah.
Shout out for him because
not my life's mission.
That's not my life's mission. Because I would rather him be honest than to be fake and do it and to be fake. You know what I mean? And take it for what it is. Some people may not like that he said that, but that's his honesty and that's his truth. And shout out because I see the same way what happened to Rihanna. Remember after Chris Brown did what he did to her, a lot of domestic violence people wanted to make her this spokesperson for domestic violence, and she was like, "No, I'm not trying to be the face of domestic violence.
Yeah.
I didn't want this to happen to me. I don't want this to happen to nobody. But just because it happened to me does not mean that I now have to be the face of domestic violence. No." And shout out to him for being honest, because now we know. For me, I feel like, all right, now we know what it is that he doesn't want to do. So let's stop pushing that. He apologized. Either he's going to donate or he's not going to donate. Either the Oscars are going to hire him back or they're not. But this right here should be a teachable moment for all of us. It should be a teachable moment for him. It should be a teachable moment for people who may think like him, even if he was joking. But for those people who actually agree with what his joke said, it should be a teachable moment for all of us. And now it's time, I feel like in my heart, to now move on, because you're not going to really get.
You're not gonna get what you want.
You took the words out of the mouth.
But I really think
yes.
I still think that he should help at least one gay charity here in Philadelphia, or even if you. Like, I probably couldn't get him to do it, but even if he did the Philadelphia AIDS Walk or something, like, I would love for him to do it. He loves this city. He really loves this city. But to let this be the final thing, donate to a
well, I wouldn't necessarily say AIDS Walk.
Well, I'm just saying he got to do it.
Yeah, the only reason why
when I was really thinking about the addict, they could, them children could really be
I agree with that. The only reason why I say not the AIDS Walk, because me personally, I don't like when people, especially a lot of heterosexual straight people, associate AIDS with gay people.
Oh yeah, but that's
you know what I mean. I don't like that, and so because everybody has AIDS, gay, straight, whatever. I just feel like maybe something else, because I feel like if you do the AIDS Walk, then people like me,
somebody
because I'll be that one. Well, why you do the AIDS Walk? Why you think that only gay people have AIDS? That'll be me, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to associate AIDS with gay people, because it's simply not true. And a lot of people, again, ignorant people, do that. Because they lack knowledge.
But I'm just glad that his head is not on a platter after this. You know, because a lot of people was trying. But I'm just glad.
He fucked up, and this is what happens. We live in the age of social media where it comes back to bite you, and he fucked up, and he had to. This has not been a good month for him. He had to live with that fuck up, and so now he's dealing with that, and so now it's like, okay, well, how do I? But it's like the Oscars really want him because they still haven't found a host.
And I think he still said no, that he's not. I know he's supposed to be on Good Morning America today because he has a new movie coming out, but I'm not sure if he said no. But I think he did say no.
Me personally, I would do it.
Yeah,
I would do it. I would do it. I would host it. I would speak on this, and then I would move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would definitely host it. I would host it because I feel like something like that. It's a once in a lifetime thing, and you know, to be in that category of somebody who actually hosted the Oscars. And again, you are a black man from he's from North Philly. From North Philly. There ain't too many people, if any, that we can honestly say from our city, let alone from North Philly, who can say that they've hosted the Oscars. Now, we've had a few people from our city win an Oscar, but to say that they've hosted an Oscars, that's something that you just don't really hear. And a black man at that, I would say do it. Do it. Go ahead and do it. And let this be a teachable moment for you. Speak on it and then move on. And then let this be the end of it. Because you're not going to, the gay community and whoever is still upset with Kevin Hart is not going to hear and get what they really and truly want from
I think at this point it's going to be either you like Kevin Hart or you don't like Kevin Hart. Yeah.
Right. So then, move on.
Yeah. So about Miss Wendy Williams. Wendy postponed her return this week because everybody's back from vacation now. But Wendy said that she'll be back January the 14th, which is really leading to the speculation that she was injured by Kevin, allegedly, by her husband. All I know is Wendy, I want you to come back and I want you to be good. She's talking about she gonna be 200% and all that stuff. But these rumors are just swirling out of control about her and her husband and this mistress. Now the house is for sale, where the mistress was staying at, and he's selling it for less than what the house was when he purchased it. It's a lot going on. And Wendy, you don't need that. You don't need it. You need to get yourself in a better situation. Of course, you ain't gonna discuss it, but you know, get yourself together. And what's this? Ed too overdue.
Ed Buck, the Democratic donor.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I know I seen this guy, but he was being videotaped. Like, I remember this story a little bit. Ed Buck, he's a big Democratic donor, and he donated a lot of money to Hillary Clinton, and he lived in California. And he was having sex with these young boys, well, young men, and these were, I believe these men were they weren't teenagers, but they were young and homeless. And what he would do is get them strung out on pills.
Well, let's be very clear too. Many of them were escorts.
Yeah.
Because it was said that the first young guy, Jamil, I can't think of what his name is, Jamil.
We getting better with having these notes on hand.
Yeah, Jamil.
Because that was a big thing, and they did nothing about his death.
Yeah, Jamil, the death, is it Jamel Moore? I think it's, I just want to
his family was over it.
Jamel Moore. It was said that he was like a male escort, and then they had found pictures of him, promoting himself.
Yeah.
But
whatever the case may be,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he was. He could have been a clown dancing on the moon.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been dead in your apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Over no drug overdose. Now that was suspicion number one. Then 18 months later, another man who was in his 50s, a black man in his 50s.
50s, wow.
They said he was 52, has now been found dead in your apartment of a drug overdose while you were there again. And apparently they're trying to say, oh, he died from drugs that he'd taken earlier in the day before he got. No, he did not.
Something's going on. You're either killing them or you're giving them too
or
much.
you're giving them too much drugs, and this is the result of what you're giving them. And see, the thing is, you're probably used to doing this.
Yeah, this is too much for the first time. Like, he should have been locked up.
Yeah.
Something should have went on.
Because if Bill Cosby's in jail, you need to be in jail too.
Yeah.
Because this is no different from what he was doing.
And y'all just, it's like, how was he able to do this again?
Yeah.
But I believe somebody made a recording of them going to his apartment. And let me
First of all, he doesn't even seem like the type of person I would even want.
You know what I mean? Recorded.
I guess these white men pay a lot of money.
They do.
Because a lot of these young black guys go.
Because you see these people in Philly, but they ain't doing it right. I keep I shouldn't say that.
I can't get in the bed with nobody old, first of all, and don't tell me woman go.
Yeah.
But I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Is it Ed Buck?
You have to. No, maybe these men needed to be drugged. As far as doing something with him, like I can't do nothing unless you drug me.
What? Wait a minute. Say this
no,
again.
I don't mean it like. But some people like Fred May. I can't do nothing with nobody who looks like that.
Oh,
so in my mind, I'm like, yeah, give me something to.
No.
But then maybe he gave them a little too much. Yeah.
But some people do like that kind of like sex and stuff.
But that's like rape. Because if somebody is strung out and they're not really coherent of what's going on, that's basically you raping them.
No, but some people do like that kind of stuff.
Rape!
I'm not talking about rape. I'm talking about they know what's going on.
Who? The person that's drugged?
Yes.
I don't want to be drugged to the point where you have drugged. If somebody drugs you to the point where you die, then that means they've given you too much.
I don't need to be on drugs.
So that means that you gave them too much, and in the process, before they died, that means that you was having sex with somebody who ain't know what's going on.
And some people like they like to sniff the poppers and stuff.
Oh, yeah, how do you know?
A lot of stuff. Because I'm 34.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how you know.
Don't worry about that. I know about all of that.
Have you ever sniffed?
I'm not talking about that. Okay.
Well, you can always.
I'm not going behind nothing because. But they say it's supposed to give you this feeling where it's like the first time. I don't know. But they say it give you that feeling like it's the first time.
The first time like what?
It's like the first time you busted up. That's what I hear.
Do you remember the first time you busted up?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And it was like, oh my God.
I thought I was going to pee on myself. I was like, wait, what's going on? I remember that.
I was like,
certain things you don't forget, Kevin.
It's an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, that's one of them.
It's an out-of-body experience.
I'm like, wait. Listen, first. Was it wrong? Okay. Let me just be very clear. This was no R. Kelly situation, okay? Yeah, I was young, but we were still in school together.
This time.
Yeah, they were just a few grades higher than me, but we were still kids. Okay, let's make that very clear.
They gonna kill you. But I'm telling you, I don't know how a female feels, but for a man, it's an out-of-body experience. And for a couple of times after that, I've never had that experience again. Ever.
Wow.
But the first time, you will never, ever forget that.
No, you don't.
Bitch! And that's why they take those drugs. You know what I've learned is that when people take drugs and get addicted to it, it's because that first high, they keep chasing that first high.
The way they felt that first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but and some people use those drugs because they like to get that euphoria for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, I'm talking too much. But yeah, I would rather do that than do any other drug. I can't even look at my phone. So yeah, so this man needs to be locked up because this is another murder under his belt in his apartment. Something needs to be done, and he needs to be investigated. And people need to stop being afraid to investigate him. I don't care how much money he has. 2 people has died under his watch. Where are the protests? Where's the outrage? What's going on? I don't hear anything. So I'm just finding out about it today. But yeah, it's ridiculous. But I hope that you guys enjoy your night with Mikkel and I. We will be back. What's today?
Today's Tuesday.
Oh yeah, we'll be back on Thursday with another video. Now listen, if you have not sponsored our channel and you would like to sponsor our channel, it's $4.99 a month. Mikkel and I will be doing our monthly live stream on January 16th, which is next Wednesday. So I hope to see you guys there and we can talk and take your calls. I had a good time with y'all while you was away. I had a good time with the viewers who came. So yeah, we'll see y'all January 16th for that, but we'll be back this week with a new video. Y'all be good. Peace. Did you see Holly with what you call
Holly who?
Holly Berry.
Oh.
See how they lean away down
Yeah. On the Golden Globe.
Yeah.
I saw the pictures. Me and Lena was texting during the Golden Globes.
Are you serious?
No, I'm lying.